Emergencies are unpredictable, but you don't have to be unprepared. Peak Alerts sends you targeted emergency alerts in real time for the places that matter to you most, so you know what's happening and what to do next. Know first, act fast. That's the power of Peak Alerts.
Hey there, crew. Good morning. It is Thursday. You're watching Mornings with Meister live here on Peaks to Plains Weather. So good to be with you. Want to start off with what I did yesterday. I was posting something on the social media, and I had Bird Dog as a sponsor of that post. And I started thinking about lunch, and so I cruised over to Bird Dog on the west side, Centennial and Garden of the Gods. They've got a daily lunch special that is $12.50. Get you your meal, a drink. On Thursdays, it's the shotgun spud. That's what I had, and check it out, man. I loaded that thing up with some red onion, some cheese, some sour cream, some pickled jalapenos. I got turkey on mine, and it was delicious. Hope you had a good Wednesday, and we head into our Thursday. Things a little bit different out there today than what we had yesterday, and here's the reason for that is one more look at that shotgun spud there. That was super, super good. I want to show you a time lapse from Monarch Mountain yesterday. You can see the clouds on the increase in the afternoon and into the overnight. We just had a few clouds there. Kind of neat to see the snowcats working, a couple snow showers there. But with this wave that came in from the northwest overnight, the central mountains got a little bit more in the way of some snow. Looks like 1 to 3 inches as I'm kind of scanning cameras up there early this morning. The roads look okay for the most part. and we'll take whatever we can get. Notice there's lots of radar echo over the eastern plains there. I was driving home from the Classical Academy last night, was doing PA for the girls basketball game against the Sierra Lady Stallions, and there was lots of virga over town on the way home. So most of that radar echo that you see there didn't make it down to the ground. And through the course of the morning here, we will continue to have the snow showers up across the high mountain areas. And as we move through the rest of the day, the couple passing clouds will be on the decrease here. And then as we get into the afternoon, we get quite a bit of sunshine. Today will feel different than yesterday, though, because it is going to be a little bit cooler in some spots, and the breezes here are going to pick up through the first few hours of the day into the late morning and afternoon. They'll be out of the northwest as that wave kind of heads across Oklahoma into Texas, gets out of southern Kansas. And so for the windiest areas or the breeziest areas, a stiff breeze is probably a better way to describe it, I think will be between 10 and 25 miles per hour. There's one area from kind of the east side of Pueblo and Pueblo County out toward, let's say, Olney Springs, Rocky Ford, Fowler out here, where we'll be a little bit lighter than some other areas. But the breezes will help you notice that the temperatures drop some from yesterday. And for some areas, it's a 7 to 10 degree drop. And for other places, it's not all that much. So as we head into the evening and the breezes pull back, that'll help it feel better. So here's my high temperature forecast for today. And I'll highlight a couple areas for you. Colorado Springs, I've got us in the mid 50s. Canyon City and Springfield, I have us in the low 50s. Well, watch Canyon in Springfield, we were around 60 yesterday. In Colorado Springs, we were around 47. So the temperature drop compared to different areas is a little bit different. That's classic Colorado stuff. But I think that temperature drop of however much it is where you are and the breezes help you notice that. As we move into Friday, 40s and 50s again. So we're not moving a lot here between today and tomorrow. But I want to show you SkyCast, because as we head into the afternoon, watch what happens across western Kansas here. We see some clouds. We even see a couple snow showers. This is the tail end of an upper level wave that we've been talking about all week long. And I do think the western edge of a much colder, it's a modified Arctic air mass, is actually going to make a run westward up the Arkansas River Valley as we move from late in the day into Friday night. And you see the temperature difference here by 10 o'clock. And that may not be kind of tight enough on the temperature gradient here. And so I think we might see some low clouds kind of try to scoot westward as we move from Friday night into Saturday. That's something that I am watching for here, and we'll talk a little bit more about over the next couple of days. So that's kind of the short-term part of the forecast here. And I'm going to take a short break, and I will be back right after this message from one of my new partners here. So honored to have the El Paso and Teller County 911 Authority. They want you to know about Peak Alerts.
Emergencies are unpredictable, but you don't have to be unprepared. Peak Alerts sends you targeted emergency alerts in real time for the places that matter to you most, so you know what's happening and what to do next. Know first, act fast. That's the power of Peak Alerts.
And yeah, you are watching Peaks to Plains Weather. This is live Mornings with Meister here. You know, peak alerts, if you're in El Paso and Teller County, you should get those. I'm a big proponent of having multiple ways of getting life-saving information when there are emergencies happening. So things like fires, floods, a chemical spill, some sort of other situation, they can let you know about those things. They have weather alerts in there as well. Of course, so does the Peaks to Plains weather app. And you know, in the day and age of a bunch of different technology, things can go down. So if you get the same thing from a couple places, I don't think it's a bad thing. By the way, as we wrap up January here, you know, if you haven't downloaded the Peaks to Plains weather app yet, please do so. That is the best way that you can have the most sort of interactive experience with my forecast. Because you can drill down to different neighborhoods. I've got Colorado Springs, the metro area, broken up into about 12 different spots, I think is what I did. And so I'm editing that different information for different parts because there's a lot of terrain variation over Colorado Springs. And then I have different parts of southern Colorado that I've all broken out on a map there, so I have everywhere covered. And one of the things I'm talking about right now is our storm chances for next week on there. And I'll come to that extended forecast here in just a bit. But as we wrap up the first month of Peaks to Plains weather, if you have found it valuable, I'd appreciate it if you shared the Peaks to Plains weather app with your neighbors, your friends, your family, as we grow what I am doing here. I greatly appreciate that. Let's take a couple of social media comments here. And Snow Ransom, can't be the right name, right? Like that's your social media handle, says, I agree with you about the alerts. Yeah, I mean, you want to make sure when there's something you need to know that you have a way to get it. And so backups are always good. Thanks for starting us here. Your day with us, Snow. Maria says, good morning. Good morning, Maria. Always enjoy hearing the weather from you. I appreciate that. And Gary and Valerie say good morning as well. Good morning to you, Gary and Valerie, starting your day off. Okay, let's talk about the extended part of the forecast here, because I've been watching our chances for some snow into next week. And what is looking a little bit different now is the likelihood of a strong storm, stronger type storm, is dropping, and I'm going to show you what I mean here. But first, I want to talk about the forecast for the weekend. This is for Colorado Springs. I think our Saturday forecast, the thing that'll have to watch here is if that western edge of that Arctic air gets here, does it get away from the mountains? And if so, how far east on the river does it get? So we might have places like Canyon City, Pueblo, Colorado Springs could be warmer than La Junta, Los Animas, Lamar, Grenada, Holly, Cheyenne, Wells. That's something I'll watch here over the next couple of days. And I think everybody gets a little bit of a boost for Sunday and probably into Monday ahead of our next storm chance. So here's kind of what I'm watching. We get this ridge of high pressure. That's the bump in the black lines that you see there from Sunday, back part of the weekend into Monday. And then you see a couple of different things here over the western U.S. as we move into the start of the week. There are several sort of blobs of red. That's upper level energy moving through. But notice how through early Tuesday, they're kind of staying away from Colorado. A few days ago, that all was more congealed, more consolidated, and made the storm chances look a little bit more interesting. There's still some out there, particularly kind of looking late Tuesday into Tuesday night now, kind of dropping out of the north. But depending what model you look at, the evolution of all of this looks a little bit different. And even between each model from run to run, there's just not a lot of great consistency right now. And that's okay, right? We've got all of Thursday to go, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So that's still 6 days away. And so the most, I guess, important thing that I could tell you is that there's still the potential for a pattern change. So I'm going to look at the forecast here for Pueblo as we move into next week. And you see that nice weekend there, getting a little bit of a bump. Some parts of the plains will get into the 60s. Then we'll watch a quick warm-up Tuesday, late Tuesday into Tuesday night, a front coming in and possibly giving us a little bit of snow. So check this out. Current projections at the surface, clouds, precipitation from the model that I just showed you here, brings that kink in from the north during the day on Tuesday, and that would be our snow chance. Doesn't look all that impressive right now on this model, but you can't get hung up on that stuff 6 days ahead of time. So that's something that I will keep watching here as we move through the weekend. So if you just joined us, we will be breezy today behind the cold front that moved through last night. I think that's the thing that most people end up noticing today. I'm going to show that one more time here. After the sun comes up, the breezes will pick up. It'll be out of the northwest behind that system. Some areas that were around 60 yesterday drop about 7 to 10 degrees. In Colorado Springs will drop about 2 to 4, depending on the neighborhood you're in. But if you're in a spot that has the breezes, I think you'll notice that out there today. So crew, that is it for me here on this Thursday morning. I've got a lot to do, so I'm going to keep this one short today. I do live mornings with Meister every Monday through Friday morning. We started at 6:30, and then how long I go? Just depends. When there's more weather happening, I will do longer, and if we have special things to talk about, we'll do that. But please share the Peaks to Plains weather app with your friends. I would be grateful for that. I do have a couple of places on social media. I did a post yesterday where this QR code is on there. You can just save that image to your phone, and then when you're talking to people about Peaks to Plains weather, pull that image up. They can just point their camera on their phone at your phone and then download the app. Trying to make it easy. All right? Have a good day. That is Mornings with Meister. I will see you tomorrow on Friday morning.